If these faces characterize your day, then you might be missing something. I know it's true that no one can be happy all the time, but how necessary is joy? Or if I were to frame it a little bit differently, how often should we feel joyful? Now, in order for me to answer this question, I needed to answer the opposite question first. In order for me to answer the question, how often should I feel joyful, I had to first answer the question, how often should I feel sad? How often should I feel unhappy, apathetic, unenthusiastic, or discouraged? And the answer to that question is as little as possible. No one wants to go through life perpetually sad or have their life characterized by grief, apathy, and suffering. We are all trying to get out of that kind of life. No one is going looking for depression and then they say, praise God, I finally found it when they get to it. Nope, 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 nope. Countless hours and millions upon millions of dollars are spent every year by people who are trying to get out of depression. We all fight to get out of sorrow because we all want to be happy. So how often should we feel sad? As little as possible. Now, back to our other question. How often should we feel joyful? And the answer to that question is as much as possible. Remember, joy is just a cheerful disposition. It is both a feeling and a focus. Joy is necessary because it is the mechanism through which we celebrate life. The feeling of joy comes when something good happens, whether it's a graduation or a wedding, maybe a new baby. It could be indoor plumbing. Maybe it's good health or a kind gesture. It could be a new pair of glasses. Maybe it's a pillow to lay your head on, or a new bed, or sheets to put on that bed, or even shoestrings for your shoes. Joy should come when something good happens. And good things should be celebrated, not just tolerated. And joy can't keep itself contained. When you are truly happy, your joy will culminate in at least a smile. Everyone can tell when you are truly happy. So the feeling of joy comes when something good happens. But the focus of joy can come and it can happen when nothing good is going on in your life. As a matter of fact, your life could be falling apart, and you could have every reason to be sad, frustrated, apathetic, and broken. And I get it. Those seasons do come. But how do you get out of those seasons? I mean, how do you shake free from sorrow and grief? And not just a superficial, and not just in a superficial or shallow kind of way. How do you shake free in a way that will last? Well, I believe you can shake free from sorrow and discouragement with hope and joy. Sorrow and discouragement have the ability to consume you. And the main way out of that is through hope and joy. With hope, we fix our eyes on a future good. And in joy, we celebrate that good thing. Hope is anchored in the future, and the focus of joy celebrates that future. The focus of joy will allow you to be happy during seasons of grief, and ultimately it will pull you out of those seasons altogether. And it's not just enough to be hopeful and content. Contentment without joy is like eating food without any seasoning. You can eat it, but it just won't taste that good. You can go through life without any joy, but it just won't satisfy in the way that it should. You want to be hopeful in something good and then celebrate that good thing. I don't know what you've placed your joy in. But my encouragement is this. Place the foundation of your joy in something that can never be taken away. If your joy is founded in something that can be taken away, then your life will crumble when or if it's taken away. If the foundation of your joy is in your career, then if your career is taken away from you, your life will crumble. If the foundation of your joy is in being a good mother, then if your children are taken away from you, your life will crumble. Many athletes and many celebrities have thoughts of suicide after their careers are over or when people don't give them as much attention as they once did. Why? It's because the foundation of their joy was in something that could be removed. And I'm not saying that we should not be joyful when it comes to temporary things. The feeling of joy often comes from temporary things. All I'm saying is this: the foundation of your joy, the source, the ultimate source of your joy should not be in something that can be stripped away from you. Otherwise, you may not be able to survive the punches that life will throw your way. I'm not sure what you have your joy placed in, but as a believer in Jesus Christ, the foundation of my joy is in the finished work of Jesus. He saved me, He loves me, and He dignifies me by giving me a cross to carry. Every sin I have ever committed has been removed from my report. My sin debt has been paid in full. Now I don't owe anyone anything other than to love them. Now I get to dedicate my life to serving people and loving God with all of my heart, all of my mind, all of my soul, and every ounce of my being. I get to love the God of this universe, the God of this world, and the God of joy itself. The joy of the Lord is my strength, and it can be yours as well. Joy is a necessity for the life well lived. I encourage you to find joy, fight for joy, and place it in something